Hello there. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can put the Git hooks in order to put a control, in order to put a check on the all the Git related stuff that you do. So this is the video which will make you understanding about the Git hooks, what they exactly are, what they do, where to use them, and what value they add. So there are multiple things which are possible with the Git hooks, and they add a really good value when it comes to a developer experience or putting the good coding practices or the overall the development practices if you want to enforce those. Okay, so we are going to talk about the Git hooks. I'm going to take you through the two good examples in which cases you can use it. Okay, and this is going to be very short and the crisp example, short and crisp tutorial, where I'm going to show you the things in a very quick manner, and this is going to be a brief video. So you will learn about the Git hooks. How can you write a Git hook to put a check on the commit messages that developer are writing? If you want to enforce the commit message has to be in a certain format, how you can do that. If you want to put a check that you want to restrict the developers to not add a very large files into your repository, you can put that kind of a check as well. All right, so what I got here is a simple Node.js project. So what I got here is two directories, backend and the front end, and this is my typical Node.js application. As you can see, I have package.json, and this has a Git repository initialized. As you can see that my VS Code is showing that how many changes are there. So that means there's a Git repository initialized, and currently I'm on a feature branch, as you can see here. Okay, now I want to show you one interesting thing. Okay, so I know that many of you as a developer are not aware of like what exactly are the content of the .git folder, but the .git folder is really interesting. I mean, I can make a whole video about it, but for the sake of this video, for the interest of the time, I'm going to like stick to the only one folder in the .git, which is basically the hooks. Okay, so when we talk about hooks, like what exactly they are, hooks basically means if you want to tap into a certain stage of your Git action, if you're performing any Git operation, if you want to tap into that action and you want to perform some certain check, or you want to run some custom script that will basically check the certain things that are happening, or like check the data that you're passing to the your server. Now the Git hooks can work in a two places. Okay, it can work in the client side, it can work in the server side. The client side is what basically what you're seeing on my screen. This is the client side. I'm using the Git as a like a client where I have a repository. I will like do a commit and then we'll push it to the server. Now on the server side also you can have a Git hooks where you can basically put a check that whenever there's an incoming commit or the push, if you have to do certain checks on it, if there is any pull request or the merge request, if you have to perform any check on that, you can do that at server side as well. Okay, so let's see where exactly the hook sits. Okay, now there is a .git folder that is present in every repository if it is a Git repository. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cd into a .git folder. Okay, so let's see what is there, and I'm actually in the .git folder. You cannot see that here on the left side because of VS Code. By default, I think it hides the dot folders because those are the hidden folders. But if I use the terminal and just like cd to a .git, I can see that I'm clearly inside there. Okay, now if I do ls and let's see like what exactly is there inside this .git. So I can see like there is a commit edit message, there's a head, there's a config, there is a hooks, info, offset. There are a couple of directories inside it. Okay, the one that I'm interested in this example on this tutorial is the hooks folder. Okay, so .git folder is pretty interesting. I mean, there is a lot of things I can talk about the .git folder. Like if you understand the .git folder properly, you will understand the entire structure, the entire logic, or the way the Git works. You can understand everything about the Git if you like properly understand the Git folder. But for now, let's concentrate on the hooks. Okay, so if I go to the hooks and show you like what exactly is there, so I'm inside hooks, and if I do ls there to just see like what are the different files, I can see like I have bunch of stuff happening here. I have multiple files. I have apply patch message, I have pre-apply sample, I have pre-commit, then I have pre-rebase. So these are nothing but like these are the different stages of your Git operation. For example, pre-apply patch if you're applying any patch, pre-rebase if you're performing a rebase. Before that, if you want to put a certain script there, update if you're updating something, prepare commit if you're preparing a commit, push to checkout if you're like doing a checkout from one branch to another type of a cases. If you want to perform something before that, some check or any custom logic, you can like tap into this. Now what you can see common in those all of those files is they all end with a dot sample, so they are intentionally kept sample. Okay, if you have to like make them work, you have to like remove this dot sample extension, they will work. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna now, since you understand what is the hooks and where they are placed, now we can write our own hook. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this commit message one, because what I want to do in this example is I want to tap into this commit message hook, and I want to enforce a one rule that my commit message has to be of a certain format. It has to be in a certain regular expression. I'll not talk too technical because many people say that my tutorials are not beginner friendly. So the message has to be in a certain format. What I mean by in certain format is I have the commit message guideline from the Angular, and what Angular actually uses for their commit message guideline is they use this format. The format is like this: type, scope, and then the short summary. Okay, so the type can be build, CI, docs, fiat, fix, perf, refactor, or the test. So the type can be of this, then you have a scope, and then comes your short summary. Okay, so I want to put a same check in my commit message pre-hook, and then I'm going to start to write the things from the scratch. Okay, so first thing is bean bash. This is just a shebang line that you put that because you just indicate that this is the shell file, script file that you want to execute in the bean bash. Now this is the important part. This is my regular expression, or I would say like this is my pattern that I want to enforce on my commit message. So it has to like start with a build or either CI or the docs, fiat, fix, performance, refactor test, blah blah blah, all of the stuff. Okay, then I have a commit message. So I'm going to grab the commit message as the first parameter from the command line argument, because whenever we type git commit -m, the thing that come after the -m, that is our actual message. So I want to like grab that. That's why $1 with this I will get that thing, that string, into a commit message. Okay, then I'm going to do an actual thing which we want to do, which is to perform an validation check here. Okay, and the next thing I'm doing is inside the if, I'm checking if the commit message matches with the pattern. If it doesn't match with the pattern, then I'm simply giving the warning or the error, which I can do with the echo, which will just print that error commit message does not follow the required format, and the format has to be of this. Okay, so I'll change the permission of this to the executable one. Now I have some changes, and now if I try to do a commit, this time I get an error. This is what I wanted to do. The error says that the commit message does not follow the required format. The expected format is type, scope, short summary, and then the number. And just to show you, if I give you a correct message this time, which follows the pattern, or which is adhered to the pattern or as per the pattern, so it will work. Okay, so let's say fix and add the issue number 1 2 3 4 something. This time it has made the commit successfully. As you can see that the add lazy loaded support, this commit is added, one file is changed, one in session. Cool, nothing fancy. It's very simple stuff that we have been doing since ages. Okay, now this thing works perfectly fine, no objections there. Okay, it works perfectly fine. We have basically wrote the custom hook, which is basically tapping into a commit message operation and checking that whenever the commit should be performed, what should be the commit message pattern. Okay, but the major flaw in this approach is it all works on my local. Okay, so whatever I did, it was inside my .git folder. I wrote a one commit message. I wrote a commit message hooks, which is present in the .git/hooks folder. This is everything is present in my local. Now I want to enforce this practice to the everyone who is working on this project. Okay, developer will have the .git folder. They can go into hooks folder, they can change it, and that means that you no longer have that check. Okay, the smartest way can be like you put this commit message check at the server side. That way you can also do that. Okay, so even though at the client side developer changes their commit, developer overrides the commit message hooks and like make any faulty commit, if this hook is present at the server side, they will not be able to like push that to the remote origin or the remote repository. So you can achieve it in that way. But I think in my opinion, rather than correcting a mistake, it is best to avoid the mistake at first place. So that's why I'm going to show you another way which is more reliable, and that is actually via the one interesting npm package called Husky. It's very lightweight. It's just a 2 KB that basically allows us to achieve the git hooks and the tap into a git operation, and you can put like a check, custom checks there. Okay, so the first thing that you do is you install the Husky package. I'm using a pnpm as a package manager, so I'll do a pnpm install Husky save dev. This will install. Next, what I'm going to do is to execute that. I'm using a pnpm, and pnpm don't have npx command, it has pnpm dlx. Okay, so I'll just modify that. pnpm dlx Husky install, this was the prior command. Okay, but I think they have changed it to init now, so I'll execute the Husky init, and this must have created some files over here. So let me see what are the files it created. Let me hide this. So I got a bunch of multiple things here. First thing is my package.json is updated. I have a new script called prepare. Then I have a Husky. Inside Husky I have pre-commit. Now what I want to do is inside this pre-commit I want to write a script And this is important. Now you have npm run validate commit. So what we are going to do in the commit message, whenever there is a commit message made, we are going to run the script called validate message, sorry, validate commit. And that means that this script has to be present in my package.json. So I'll put this here in the package.json as a validate commit. And this is going to basically run one node.js script. So I will create a validate commit message dot js file here, okay, and that I will put like in the scripts folder. So I'll do a scripts slash validate message js. Okay, I'll just copy this message so that I can save some time. So I'll create a new folder over here called scripts. Inside these scripts I will create this file validate message.js. Okay, now what we are basically instructing here is whenever there is any commit happening, just execute the validate commit command. Okay, and internally validate commit command basically invoking this custom script that we are going to write called validate commit message. That means like in case of a husky, we are using a javascript to like check if the commit message follows a certain pattern or not. We are not even like writing a shell script, we are writing a javascript file here because husky is written in the javascript itself and both are pretty compatible with each other. However, that's not like a limitation. You can also write the shell script or any other language script and you can invoke, you can execute them through the husky. So let's write the javascript for checking the commit message. So what I got is a const fs, which I basically just want to like use the file system, and this is going to come in my argument 2 in the array of the arguments as a second place, because whenever I do git commit -m, the string that comes after -m is actually my commit message. That's why 2. Then I'm going to basically check for this pattern, and if the pattern does not follow this, then again the same pattern that I have used. So very straightforward, pretty simple, no rocket science. I think I can further optimize this. I just got this thought like, why would I execute or invoke the npm run validator from the commit message? I think what I can do is I can simply write something like this: node scripts valid commit message. I will directly invoke the validate commit message JS from the commit message shell script, which is there in my Husky folder. And with that, I would not like need this validate commit here. So I can like simply get rid of validate commit. I can like make my package.json more cleaner. And inside the commit message, I can directly like invoke this script, and I think this should work. So let's see if this thing is really working. So I have a couple of changes here. So let me do a git add, and let me do a faulty commit again. So I'll do git commit, and here I have like 1 2 3 4. Let me put like some ggg or some just random characters just to violate the pattern. And if I do that, I can see that I get a message: commit message does not follow the required format. This is the required format and I don't have it. So I can like see that this is the negative case, and if I give everything correct, okay, then I can see that commit message is valid, and it has made the commit. And you can see that these are the file changes, and you can achieve the hooks for the multiple things. Currently we just have commit message and the pre-commit, these two hooks, but there are plenty of them it supports. If you see like expand this underscore folder, you can see that there's a post merge, there is a post rewrite, pre-commit, pre-push, pre-rebase, post apply patch. So there are a bunch of other stuff that you can achieve with a husky. You can tap into this git operation at multiple stages for multiple operation, and you can like invoke your custom script and achieve something very specific for your need. All right, so that's pretty much it. My intention was to show you like how you can accomplish the git hooks in any repository and how they are beautiful and how simple it is to set up them. If you like this video, if you have enjoyed it, give it a like, and if you want me to do a similar kind of a content, please do consider subscribing to my channel, and thank you for watching.